Cameras on?
Cameras on you, mate.
Shit. Okay. So how do I turn this off just quickly?
Just leave it. That's all good, bro.
Okay. All right. Well, we gotta pull the microphones in, like just like lost in the metaverse. Okay. So tonight we have Miss ASTRID Fox on. How are you doing?
What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel.
So good to have you on. And like what I was saying just before, when you first rocked up, like the last time I saw you here, I was off my trolley at the GKM event, but you did such a cool set though. It was so much fun.
Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for tuning in live. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for having me to the Infra-Red radio crew.
Nah, honestly, thank you.
Before we get started, I would just like to acknowledge the ᵃὼᵃ people of the Noongar Nation as the traditional custodians of this country and its waters, and that Infra-Red radio is broadcast on Noongar country. Today we would like to pay our respects to Noongar elders, past, present, and we would also like to really acknowledge their wisdom. Sovereignty has never been ceded, and it always has been and it always will be Aboriginal land.
You're the first guest who's actually ever done that, but thank you. I really appreciate that.
This is for you to keep. So you can display it, so that will be your acknowledgement.
No, definitely, yeah. Like, we'll hang it up.
Yay.
So, ASTRID. So where did the name come from? Like, let's get this ball on the roll. Like, you're very talented. You're a producer. You're a DJ. Like, I can definitely say you're a really good DJ. And then like Chloe's coming on tomorrow, and she did the emceeing. It's like I had no idea that she was there. Like,
yeah,
and then
been great. Yeah.
Like I kind of just rocked up and was like, wait a minute, like hello. But I was so drunk though. Honestly.
When you first heard the name ASTRID Fox, what did you think?
To be honest, I don't know. Like, I just always knew you as Kylie from Facebook.
Yeah, you just sound like psychopath, like activist.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so I think that it's very important to have like a very good name as an artist, and don't just like schlep some name that like is not meaningful or whatever.
Yeah.
And so when I got my first gig, they were like, like, what do you want us to put on the flyer? And I was just like, oh, shame. Yeah, one fistful away. That's what Joe Rogan told me. And so, yeah, they were just like, what's your artist name? And I was like, shame, like I don't have one. Can you just put Kylie? And they were like, no, bro. And so then I'm like driving along. I was thinking about it all the time. And then just from the universe, their name just plucked out of the sky and landed into my brain. And it was just ASTRID Fox. And I was just like,
It's
oh,
unique.
yeah.
It's pretty cool. Like very cool.
That's like for sure it. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
as soon as I was like, yeah, but that happened like with naming my kids as well. It was pretty good. But yeah, I think that it's like a very good name and a brand. And so yeah, like I've been ASTRID Fox ever since then.
So what was your first gig and how long ago was that?
So I basically taken rewind back to the start. So basically, I'm in lockdown with like all these kids because I have 3 kids, and I was just like unable to work, and normally I work a lot. So I was just like absolutely frothing, like, and yeah, not doing very well, like mentally. I had to like homeschool my kids, and my kids were just like sending handwritten letters to the relatives saying that like I was really bad at like homeschooling. So I was just like not having a good time. Yeah, they're so harsh. Eh? And then my family like posted those on the internet, so I was like, how shameful. But anyway, I was like, I need to do something, and so I always wanted to be a famous DJ, and so
Well, you're moving up through the ranks, but I can gather. Like you're getting quite a few gigs and doing this and doing that.
I know, it's actually like you have to like so laugh because yeah, basically. So then during lockdown, I went to Lab 6 because my friend Sammy, who's semantics, she said that Lunar Laura, Aura, who I've known since I was a kid, that she had gone to Lab 6 and now she can mix. So I was like, cool, well, like maybe I'll also be able to mix. So I go to Lab 6, I audition on the porno couch there, and they're just like
On the porno couch.
you haven't seen it.
No, I have seen
you
it.
have, yeah, man. So then I sign up for like a 10-week course, and my husband, who is like the person who helps me to like adult and stuff like that, he's like, yeah, no, this will be good for you. And so I go there, and then I'm like weirdly just obsessed with it all the time. So I'm like going to the DJ classes. I did 10 classes. At the end of the 10 classes, like I still couldn't beat match. But I love just like going on stage and dancing like a maniac and everything. And like I'm very good at like selecting songs, but I just couldn't actually mix. And so then week 2.
Can you pull up Lab 6, the website?
Oh, yeah.
We'll pull up Lab 6 for those of you playing at home, and you might go. Shout outs to Lab 6. Shout outs to DJ Midsole, who's the king, turntablist in Perth.
Oh.
No, it should still be able to pop up. I think you just clicked the wrong one.
No, their servers are down.
Their servers are down at Lab 6.
That's all good. Go on their Facebook. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
We're good.
May the Lord be with you, Jeremy. There we go. So yeah, I just went on this website here and I scroll down. It says book a free tour. That pops up. So I was like, I clicked on that. I booked about 10 tours and I didn't show up because I like sometimes it's hard for me to. I'm like a little bit forgetful. Anyway, so eventually the 10th one probably I show up and I go along to it and I was like, yep, sign us up. And I was really proud of myself for going to each lesson because like that was like half for me to like put myself in the room. But yeah, I was proud of myself that I went to all 10 and they were very gracious, like because I have a very different sort of style of learning or whatever, and like Paolo just sort of let me, I just be like walking around the room and just like licking windows and stuff. No, they were like very accommodating for like people that have, you know, additional needs or whatever. And so yeah, that was cool. I did my 10 lessons. And then week 2, I started telling everybody like I'm the best DJ in Perth. Like I'm just going to like I get booked for every show and everything. And then like randomly, some of my friends were like messaging me on Facebook like, oh, I'm getting married. Like, will you DJ at my wedding? And I'm like, yeah, cool. And I was like, shit, what am I going to do? Because like I can't mix. And so I call Andy Carpenter.
Oh, shout out to Andy.
Shout outs to Andy Carpenter,
Yeah,
Extended Play.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, so
Such cool
Andy
dude.
Carpenter starts dating Sammy, who I went to high school with. with at Churchlands. And so Andy, I've been like the bane of his existence. Like I'm like the dodgy mate that comes along. And so anyway, I'll be like, Andy, like, what am I going to do? He's like, it's all right, you know. And so I had to go to Henry Summer for like this big wedding that I booked. And I'm like, yeah, I've done heaps of weddings. It's just like, oh, fuck. So I like rock up, and then I didn't realize it was like the bride and the groom, but there's also this other chick who is like the events person for Henry Summer and all these other venues in Perth. And she's like, cool, so, you know, I'll just leave you to it then. And I'm like, yeah, all right. And I'm just looking around and I'm like, what am I gonna do? So then I seen like this port in the wall, so I was like, all right, cool, so maybe I'll like plug my speakers into that port. So I quickly like I finished that meeting. And she goes, I was like, so what do you need me to bring, like what equipment do you have? And she's like, you know, you can use our equipment for this much money, and it was like heaps, or you can bring your own. And I'm like, yeah, cool, I have everything already, but I didn't have anything yet.
Really?
So I like quickly phone it in. My husband goes to like Manny's, and he has to get us like a controller. And then she goes, and you can use our speakers for free. You plug in through that magical port in the wall, which I didn't know what it was. And she's like, just bring your own booth monitor, which I thought meant like a TV.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would I bring my TV? And she just looks at me like puzzled. And so I like phone it in. I called the team. I'm like, Andy, like this chick, she's like telling me to bring like a TV into the DJ booth and shit. Like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, no, like a booth monitor means a speaker.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. So I call Rob back. I'm like, I also need like a speaker, a booth monitor. So he like chucks that in the trolley. But the thing is, like, I think for the booth monitor and the micro, I also, because I told them I was an MC as well.
Really? So you did the whole package?
Yes,
this wedding?
bro. Yes, bro. And it was a huge wedding. And like I had hardly any songs, and it was just a nightmare. But each gig I've done, I've learned heaps. But I've literally just been winging it so hard. And then like to the effect of like, you know, corporate events at the Crown Towers with like these Chinese businessmen. Me like Dr. Dre on this sound desk, just like, what the fuck is this? Like Googling like what button does what, which is pretty much just like my controller. There's just like 10 rows. Yeah. And so anyway.
Well, what controller do you have?
I just have like a XDJ something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like RX, or is it like one of those big ones, or?
Yeah, it's just like has like a LED screen. Look it up because you'll see.
Pull it up? What was it?
Look up XDJ.
RX.
Is that it?
Yeah, RX. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then go images.
Yeah, it's that guy.
Oh yeah. Oh, the old record box ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Like one of those. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Those things are huge, like to lug around and everything.
You've got no idea.
Yeah.
So I've done all these corporate events now at all these fancy hotels, and I'm just learning now that like they have like a staff trapdoor like at the basement where you can just like load all your shit into these magical elevators. I've been like schlepping it through the city, carrying all my shit.
Really?
But yeah, I've learned heaps.
Yeah.
And so now I'm at the stage where it's a lot easier than it was like a year ago. I think back now to stuff like that. It's how funny.
Yeah, but it's just amazing though. You've done heaps of gigs, and like you managed to make your way through the industry by the sounds of it.
Yeah, because like I suppose I'm a very passionate person, and so like I love drum and bass, and so like that was easy for me, like. Because I've been going to gigs since I was 14. I was selling bickies at the Rise. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I've already got, like, those connections. Like, most of the people are in jail now, but the ones that aren't are, like, promoters. So, like, that makes it easy.
Insight into the industry. The ones that were selling bickies, well, they're all promoters now.
No, they never were the ones selling it. No, they were, like, the hard out front row gang that are now, like, it's funny to me, like, you know, like Reese Sempe and like Jeff and that, like, because they've known me since I was like the most ratchet teenager. Really? And like now, like, we're all adults and like we're like doing grown up stuff, and it's very cool.
We're still partying on the weekends, having a great time. So
yeah, but we limit that, you know. We've got our businesses and like our brands, and like that's really like we've all grown up together. Like there's people like Matty D. I don't know if you know him.
No.
And you know, I met him at like a Macca's car park, cooked like day 3, you know, New Year's Eve bender. And like, we're both playing drum and bass out of our cars, and we're like, and now we're like best friends, and like we've gone through these like hectic journeys together where now we're like, yeah, successful adults that are like good people. So you know, the music has united us in that way. But yeah, anyway, basically, so I had my gig with Andy. He booked me for my first like drum and bass gig, so I was so stoked, because the other gigs before that I call my bread and butter gigs, where they pay me like all the dollars and you can count the cash, but you got to play like ABBA and like, you know, lame music. You got to like duck under the desk so no one like videos you, because then they'll like post it up on Facebook and all your friends will know that you're actually like not some rock star. You actually just play like the lame events, like lame music. But yeah, I don't mind them either, like sporadically, but they're becoming less and less now that I'm getting more like drum and bass gigs, which is what, like, you know, is my goal. And that's what I love. So Andy booked us. I played at the indie bar and I was so stoked. And so my first ever gig, like,
was that the Bass Watch thing or?
No, that was they did like a Saturday night. It was like an industry night. It was like High Life.
Okay.
So they just had the last one.
Wait, can you pull up High Life?
So I played 2 High Lifes, and Andy got to see first hand, you know, my first gig where it was just like pots and pans, just like being thrown down the stairs. And then my recent gig where he was like, pat on the back, he's like, you can actually beat match now.
Really?
I was like, thanks, bro. That means a lot.
And then after you're done with that, would you be able to pull the cameras back up so we can see what's going on and everything? So this is High Life. So how long ago was?
Oh yeah. That's nah.
No, that's not it.
Nah, look up. Anyway, they had it at the indie bar. They do Bass Watch still, but High Life they've wrapped up.
Yeah,
But anyway, so I played this High Life and I invited all of my friends down, and I was just like so stoked, you know, like to play in a nightclub. And it was just funny, like, so all of the old school drum and bass crew came down, like that you probably don't see at a gig so much now, but you know, in the early 2000s it was us, and they like took all, it was like a proud mum and dad, and they all probably thought it was hell funny that like I learned how to mix in lockdown and now I have a gig. But then I just like, so that gig, it was funny because like I open at like 8 p.m. and like the first song that I play is like Tour by Mackie D, because that's my favorite song. And so yeah. And so like there's all these other artists there, and like I'm just like, I play 8 till 9, but and I suppose like I knew that like you don't be the intro DJ and you don't play like all of like the anthems, but
the heavy
I thought
stuff.
this could be my only gig ever, so I'm gonna fucking let it rip. So I just play like literally like every anthem, like all Chasing Status, all my favorite songs of all time. And then yeah, like they all came up to me afterwards. They were like, "Oh, we never seen like a warm up DJ open with Tour before." They were like, "That was funny."
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was cool.
Like what a way to like enter into that area. It's just like, hi guys, Tour, Mackie
And
G.
then like Jeff also gave us a gig, which was Metric, but then, and I was so happy because I got the message from Jeff and I was on the toilet and I came out to my husband. I was like, oh my God, guess what? I've been booked to play with Metric. Like I just couldn't believe it because Metric's like, you know, someone I've listened to since I was a young kid. And so then Metric got canned because of the stupid thing. And
lockdowns and stuff.
Yes, I had my heart ripped out of my chest with that. But it was still great because, like, Floridas were playing, but I didn't really know who they were because, like, I'm not really in touch with, like, all of the newer artists, but, like, it's something that I'm sort of working on. But, like, you know, I've just... My niche is probably like 2000 to 2010.
Really?
Yeah, like
Well, that's like the
commercial.
good era in a way. And there's so many new artists that just
How
keep
old are
coming
you?
out. Almost 30, so
You're 29, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. How old are you guys?
24.
Yeah.
32.
Yeah, the old mate at the back, he's closer to my age. Are you into drum and bass? Yeah. So he knows. So, like, I think it's the golden era, but that's what all old people say. Because
No,
I
it
remember
was.
old people saying that, like, oh, fucking hate as shit. Drum club was the best. And I'm like, man, it wasn't that good. Like, but it's because I would get, like, rejected to get in with my fake ID. I was like, nah, that place sucks anyway.
That's like the good old days, though, where you
Yeah.
can actually like, get in with fake IDs and all.
Wait, you don't want to know. I won't say anything incriminating on here. don't want to
that's
get this
fair.
thing shut down.
No, you won't get shut down, but don't say, like, if you don't want to say anything incriminating, you don't have to.
Yeah, so I played High Life, and then I got the Inhibit one. That was good. I just played like a series of like gigs after that, like different drum and bass gigs. But the corporate, like, so then after I got my first corporate gig, and they said, have you done this before? Because there was this old dude at a wedding, and he comes up to us afterwards, and he's all like, oh, I've got like this big company called, I'll say X, and he's like, you know, will you do the sound tech stuff for our next like award, like, you know, big soiree thing? And I'm like, yeah, man. And he's like, yeah, have you done them before? Yeah, cool. Yeah, done it before.
Sometimes,
Yeah. Literally, like every business that I have just like, that's how they have evolved. I've seen a need, and I have sort of addressed that need and provided a service, and, you know, provided a service with a bit of charisma, and, you know, like being respectful, showing up on time, being a happy camper, and then also having very high emotional intelligence, being able to read a room. They're all things that have really helped me across all of my 5 businesses. But
5 businesses?
Yeah.
So what else do you own?
You'll feel exhausted even if I say. So number 1 would be ASTRID Fox Enterprises. No, I'm kidding. So it's my entertainment business, and that's like where I'm doing like, these events and doing like miking people up, basically. Just a glorified sound person.
Really? Okay. Did you study for that at all or anything? Or?
Yeah, sure. I studied on YouTube at each event.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
Where to plug stuff in.
So that's actually like proper miking people up for...
Yeah, so basically I just was acquiring shit as I need. If he's going to like rock on that chair, I'll start frothing at the mouth. Hey, one of your podcasts that I watched, there's someone like swinging back and forth. I had to turn it off. Because I'm so like, my brain is a bit big. Stuff like, or anything like flashing lights, I'll start like steaming. But anyway, so like I just bought different things as I was going, but like I bought this microphone where people can like hold it and they can walk around.
Yeah.
And then I had to YouTube, why is it screeching? And then just for anyone playing at home, I learned you have to turn down the low frequencies of the microphone. Yeah. And then it doesn't go...
Yeah, like the feedback going back into
the
speakers, right?
Because at my first event, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And so, I've learned that now. Yeah. So there's a lot of on-the-job learning, I suppose.
No, it's a good way of doing it, though.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, Andy and Sammy just laugh at me, and they're like, you've booked what? They're like, you don't know how to mix. They're like, Kylie. But, so that's my first business. I also have a direct sales business, which just ticks along, which in my early 20s I was just like, I worked that business a lot, and now I sort of reap the rewards of that, like a multi-level marketing company that I have.
Wow.
And then
okay.
I also have my hairdressing business where I do hair for all of the rich and famous people of Perth. No. I've manifested a business where I thought I wanted to provide a service to all the mega mansions along Marmy and Ab. And that's literally what I do.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
so I go to their house, I like put on their colour. That's where I just was. So I was at Lay's house. I put a colour on for her, and then while it's processing, I open their fridge and to see like what good food they have and stuff like that. It's good. Hey, and they like buy me lots of gifts and stuff. So cool. That's the business that I love. And then I also work 1 day a week in a hair salon for a friend. I'm helping, like, she lives next door to my house, so it's like walk there, do that. I've just finished up my corporate job. I was working for L'Oreal as the national educator for Australia.
Wow.
So it's basically going around to like all the hair salons in Perth and teaching their hairdressers, trying to improve their performance like in sales.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I had amazing success with that as well. I was the only person there that didn't have like a dip ed, but I just like, I think sometimes, your experience would be more valuable in certain people than, I wish I also had a dip ed. but I
So
never
a dip head?
like
What's
if you go to university and you're a certified
like
teacher.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so like all the other my colleagues had that, whereas like I didn't.
Okay.
But I was still able to do the job. But basically, what happened was, as my entertainment business sort of started to go, and blow up. I felt like I was saying no to a lot of opportunities because the L'Oreal gig was holding me back in that way. And so I just reached a stage where that, it just sort of took over. And so now that would be, one of the biggest sources of income for my family.
Yeah.
And so, I had that. And then I think that's all of them. Plus, I'm a MILF, like I've got 3 kids. And then my husband, he's the...
Just
That's what on my Tinder bio, when I met my husband, literally my bio was like full-time MILF. Imagine the type of dude that was like, yes.
Very nice.
But I call him the bro pair. So he looks after the kids. He's like a psychologist. He works at DCP. So he's got a great job as well.
Very nice.
But he took 2 years off to look after the baby that is now 2, and now he's back at work near here actually. And he's back at work like 2 days a week, my bro pair. So now 2 days a week I'm parenting. That's my 5th business.
Okay. Well, awesome. Like, congratulations on the 3 kids and the whole lot. So you're just flat out, you just go. Like, you just don't stop then.
Yeah, I think like a lot of people, if they're listening to this, maybe they're like tech geeks, like your friends behind the computer, or like maybe they're artists that wear like ridiculous costumes, like I do. But people that are like artists, they might be similar to me in the way that like I feel happy when I'm like sort of more fluid. And so, like, I've had jobs in the past where I had to, like, work full-time like a normal person and, like, go to one place every day for 5 days and, like, do, like, the same thing. And, like, I never really felt happy. Whereas, like, when I have, like, 7 days in a week, I have, like, 7 jobs. That's when I have felt, like, the most happy. And then, like, even on one day, like, last term on a Friday, for example, I get up, do my yoga, then I go to the salon and work for my friend's business for a few hours. Then I jump in a car, race to the next place, which was the school, because I was teaching at Churchlands, like the students' music.
Okay.
So I go there, do that. Then I go back to the salon, and I go home, I'd be like doing admin, and then I would quickly get dressed into a weird costume and then go on stage and perform in Fremantle. Do you know what I mean? So every day I would be doing so many different things. But if someone asked me like, oh, what'd you get up to today? I wouldn't like recite all of that, because then people will say things to me like, oh my God, you're so busy. You must be so exhausted. And I'm like, well, probably like that is exhausting for you. But like for me, it doesn't.
Just keeps you busy.
Yeah,
like.
but also that's like, I know the secret sauce for me to sort of feel happy. Do you know what I mean? And so, there might be people that are watching this or listen later or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, that's maybe like why I don't feel happy. Whereas like when they were studying, maybe that's when they felt happy, because like they were working at a cafe. They were then going to uni. And so like I think that people should like be more conscious in that way. Like even you guys doing this podcast, like, you've got your job, but you also have this outlet, and I bet like this is the thing that makes you feel happy.
Yeah, like honestly, like I love doing this. It's just so much fun. Just the people I meet, the people I get to hang out with, and just networking and socializing.
And you probably think about it like a lot.
Yeah, that's it. Like just can't wait to do it, and just like ticking down the days just to be able to actually like interview people and hang out. So.
Yeah, and you're good. So when I watched it back, something I also am known for doing, which people hate, is like I will review people and give them unsolicited feedback.
No, that's good. That's really good.
So when I watched it, like I really enjoyed the podcast. I watched the one with my best friend Clayton Lynn. Shout outs to Clayton.
Oh, really, Clayton?
Who I love.
Yeah.
But I watched that, and I felt like you were very suitable for doing like podcasts.
Oh, thank you.
Like I think you have a nice voice. You're like Joe Rogan, where you just like you can listen to like Kanye's like me to just go off on like these big tirades. But I also like that you have had women on the show.
No, of course, yeah. Well, it has to be equal. Like, I want to
Yes.
be able to, get as anybody and everybody.
Yeah,
So-
and I think that that's very good. So I would hope that like all the podcasts would be like that, and that
Yeah.
they would have an equal, diverse, a mixed bag essentially of men and women.
Yeah.
But also having more traditional custodians of the country on the show. So I have a whole list that I will send you.
Yeah, yes, please. Yeah. Yeah.
So my first guest that I'm going to introduce for you guys to have on will be Ruben. Do you know Ruben?
No, I've never heard of Ruben.
Oh, I love Ruben.
Well, if he's in the comments or if he's watching, shout out to Ruben.
No, he
so-
won't be watching. He'll be chilling. Oh, he might be. I don't know. I don't know. But like, so Ruben, he's very interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like I think he is traditional custodian of. He might be from here actually.
Okay.
But he works with disadvantaged youth. And he works in schools and stuff. He's also a drum and bass DJ. So that's why we love Ruben.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm trying to advocate for all Australian promoters to have always 50-50 lineups.
Yeah, of course.
And
yeah.
to have one traditional custodian of country on every lineup.
Yeah.
And so it's something.
That's a good way of doing it, though, as well, because it's the right thing to do. So,
Yeah, and I suppose unless you say that to you, like you probably didn't realize you've had a 50-50 male-female. You've just done it. But
Yeah.
now I say that, you're like, yeah, we have.
yeah.
Do you know what I
That's it,
mean?
Yeah. Well, as I said, like, I just book anybody and everybody. like.
Yeah, because you don't see gender.
No, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it-
good because you are younger, so that's very good.
yeah.
But like if you pull up a flyer, so go look up a flyer of say, I know in drum and bass, Perth drum and bass Facebook group, there was a flyer that went up from about 2005 of an event. So just any music festival from like 2005 in Perth, maybe. Look up Loaded Dice.
For that.
Look up Loaded Dice, Metro City.
Loaded Dice. That rings a bell, actually.
So Loaded Dice was owned by a dude called Dion, who I love. Shout outs to Dion, Diamond D. So if you look at some of the flyers, like you just tell me if you notice anything different, any differences to like today's flyers.
Well, like,
Scroll down, go down to like a big one.
so what happened to Loaded Dice? Are they just...
Oh, Dion. Nah, you get Dion on the show and he'll tell you.
Okay. Yeah,
Bless up, fam.
well, get him to hit me up after.
I will, but Dion is the golden nugget.
Gold nugget.
There was Jaimie, he did Delirium, R.I.P. He's passed.
Oh, really?
But anyway, the moral of my story is these were all current events, these barbecues. But if you went back to 2005, so type into the search 2005. So imagine a young little Kylie selling green mitzies at the Rise, going to, drum and bass gigs, and then seeing these type of flyers in the Express magazine, all right?
Yeah.
There we go.
Is that no? That's a book.
No.
No, you have to go on Facebook and just scroll right down.
Facebook wasn't a thing in 2005.
Yeah, it'd be on MySpace, bro. But anyway, what you would find is a boys' club.
Yeah.
You know,
No girls at all.
so you would have a male headliner. You get some king like Andy C.
Mm.
You'd get I don't know, maybe another international as the support, and then you would have your Loaded Dice crew or your Heat Traffic crew. So Traffic was like the crew back then,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was all 30-year-old white men.
30-year-old, not even like 25 or
They're
younger.
probably in their 20s. I don't know. I just felt like they were really old because I was quite young.
Yeah.
And so I looked at that stage, and did I see myself represented in the lineup? No. Did I ever consider being a DJ? No. So there we go. Go up. So just click on like the London electricity one. Yeah, there you go. All right. So
That's
scroll
a very
in.
cool poster.
Scroll in. See, this
Yeah.
is it. This a bit later. This 2014. You might get a female on there, but probably not. Who's the support DJ?
We are London Electricity, Memtrix, MC Rec. Not really much.
Yeah, okay.
Alright.
Anyway.
Because it is quite recent, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
and it's like over the last maybe 5, 7, 10 years.
Yeah, so
Something like
I've devoted my life to this cause. This will be my legacy that I pass down to my daughter, who's 7. That before I die, there will be equal opportunity for women and men, and a multicultural diversity within lineups, and at least one TC on every lineup. But I'm very proud of Australia, because it wasn't until last month that I went to the UK. I had the luxury of playing at Ministry of Sound, Egg
Really?
London.
Can you Google that? Ministry of Sound
Just
London.
go on my Facey, you'll see a highlight.
How did you hook that up?
Because I'm Kylie.
Very nice.
This is what you'll learn. But, I didn't realise how progressive we are here in Australia until I was faced with this. And so there you see your pretty little self down there. Sorry, go back. Yeah, click on that. Click on that. Yeah. Now scroll down. Stop. Yeah. So there's my flyer. There's me at Egg London. And Egg London, I don't know really what that club is, but it was huge, hey. There I am. I've got my Astro Fox Loves You stickers on everybody. I have my inflatable kangaroo. Everyone was just like, what the hell?
So did you go over there with your family, or was it just
Nah, I left them with the bro pair. There's me, DJ. It was a bass house gig. So they're like, can you mix bass house? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a bass house DJ. And so I had a bass house playlist Rochelle gave me.
Yeah.
And so I'm playing that, hearing the songs for the first time as I'm playing them. Now scroll down a little bit.
That's so good though, because just winging it and then making it work.
So that guy with the kangaroo, this is my coach. This is Buster. Shout outs to Buster Bennett. And so I couldn't beat match until I had him as my coach, basically. And so I've been working with him virtually. We've had Zoom coaching. I'm proud of myself as well for staying the course, even though it was really hard to learn how to mix. I tried so long learn how to beat match and that, but it was only until I got Buster in my corner and I had I designated time for me to just sit down and I just love him. He's just such a lord.
So when you say virtually, was he over in London or something?
Yeah, he's in the UK. So 11 o'clock at night, it'd be 9 in the morning or whatever. I'd be online with Buster. We do a 1 hour coaching, and I would just try to listen and not talk. But he taught me everything. So he taught me how to mix. He's also now taught me how to mix vinyl, and he's helped me with a lot of my production that hopefully will be released before the end of this year. But yeah, he was great. He got me all the gigs. He got us booked for Egg London. So would
you go back to England and go?
Yeah, so I've got shows booked for next summer. Scroll down.
That's amazing.
Scroll down,
That's
scroll
so
down,
cool.
scroll down, scroll down. Stop. Yeah, there's NAS. And then scroll down a bit more. There's Ministry. There's me with my kangaroo.
That's so cool. So cool.
Last time I went to Ministry of Sound, I was 18. And I remember I went to go buy a drink, but I didn't have enough money. And so I was just
So you're in England and you didn't have enough
I was
money?
18. No, I didn't realise how much it would be. For a cocktail, it might have been £18, but that's $40. And I didn't have enough money.
Yeah,
and so I was
that's
like,
fair,
okay, I'll just get a bottle of water. And they're like, that'll be £8. And I was like, fuck that. So you go to the bathroom to just pour a cup of water. The water's brown and you're just oh no, this is bad. Anyway, so then I go back to the Ministry of Sound now as a middle-aged housewife from the northern suburbs of Perth. And I got there's me in the DJ booth, and I put my Perth drum and bass stickers everywhere. And so I go back there, and their security guards just know who I am, and they open the red carpet cord, and they usher me through. They give me a VIP bracelet, unlimited free drinks. It's all VIP and bougie, and I was just wow, Kylie.
That's amazing.
It started from the bottom, now we're here. And then also the same happened at Fabric, which just there's me at Fabric with my best friend WMD. Shout out.
You played at Fabric as well.
No, this is my private tour. So
Okay.
shout outs to WMD. He's the greatest drum and bass DJ in the UK. If you guys want to bring him over to Australia, he can stay at my house. You won't have to pay for a hotel. whoever's listening, any promoters.
Yeah.
So this is us. We went to this pirate thing. There's all these dudes, but I didn't know who any of them were. Like anyone that's under 30, like I know that they're famous because like you can tell, but I also just have my phone out trying to like figure out who people are.
Really?
Yeah. Look, there he is. So I actually learned a lot off him and he gave me like heaps of sick tunes. So this dude, he's the general manager of Fabric in London. And he just is the nicest guy ever. So he takes us backstage and I'm like, in this like VIP backstage area, this is the night that Fresh played because I had like these little USBs. And so I made like 50 of these USBs and on this is like, So Fresh Perth hits of drum and bass summer, and it's like cute. So this is when I first met him. I seen him out the front, and I was like, "Bro, let us in." I was like, "I can't line up." I was like, "I'm an artist," and he's just like, "You're not playing here," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but like I am still an artist," and he's like, "No, you can't come in." Anyway, I managed to negotiate getting in.
Very nice.
But anyway, I wanted to give this one of these USBs to Fresh, and I gave out 50 while I was in the UK. But it's basically all of these young producers in Perth, like shout outs to Flash Colt.
Really?
And like just all of these amazing artists. At the moment in Perth, we are a simmering pot of these really talented drum and bass artists.
Yeah.
So I
100%.
got them all on my So Fresh hits of Perth drum and bass, and then I gave these out with a little koala holding a boomerang. And I gave it to like key industry people that I met in the UK because I talk a lot of shit, so I end up just in the right rooms. Do you know what I mean? And so I just like gave them out, and I just really wanted to like promote all of these young guys here, and even like some that have been signed, like I thought I'll still like promote them as well.
Well, it's all about helping each other out. It's networking and just doing the right thing, just being good.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, the thing that I really like. Oh, look, there's me and Jappa. I love him. So I always give gifts to people. So I gave Jappa like I gave him some lollies. Gave him like some Australian lollies.
So,
There's me and Chloe.
yeah, and so Chloe's coming on tomorrow, actually.
So make sure you tune in tomorrow, guys. So Chloe, I love. And so I've written a few songs. A lot of the tunes that I've written have been just inspired by different things, like obviously like our country and things like that. So my first release was Psycho Dogman, because someone sent me this meme and it was like, have you seen it?
No, Psycho Dogman.
Play Psycho Dogman.
Will we get copyrighted for it at all?
Nah.
No.
Unless Tracy Grimshaw, the bad gal, reports you, but I don't think she will.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to play this. Yeah, you have to play this.
Shout out Psycho Dogman.
So how is it that these two are roaming their neighbourhood, frightening the locals, and the council isn't stopping it?
Now, yesterday morning, I came out into the front yard and the dogs were across the road.
Came bounding over.
They came bounding over.
Watch her face.
And I just made it into the front door in time.
Yeah, so like, honestly,
Yeah.
that movie, it just made me so happy. So like, every time I watch that, like I laugh so much I nearly pissed myself.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. When I first saw that, I thought it was hilarious.
But every time you watch it, like it's more and more funny. Anyway, so I felt really inspired by that video. So my first ever release is Psycho Dogman, and it's basically just audio from that dude, and it's just like drum and bass. But I'll play that in a club. It's like this like sample of a dog barking, but it bounces across all the speakers.
Okay.
And so people, if you play it at the end of a night, people are just like, what is happening?
Really?
And it's like Tracy Grimshaw, and it's like, and then it's like, anyway, I love that song, and I'm very proud of it.
How long did it take you to make it? Like,
took 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah, so
wow.
like, like you've had Boston Switch on. So, like, I sent out that song to everybody. I was like, here, bro, this is, like, my first song. And he was like, oh, that's really cool that, like, you put shit like that out there. Because a lot of people, like, spend their whole life trying to perfect their tunes, but they never release anything. Whereas
Yeah.
if you go through my SoundCloud, like the first year of mixes are so bad.
Really?
But I never delete them because I want for you guys to be on this journey with me
That's
and
it.
see
It's history.
I
like-
started like so shit and then now I can mix. And so, yeah, I've kept them all there. But yeah, he thought it was funny that like I had released that. But I'm very proud of that song because it's like my first ever release.
And so, like, did you? Oh, there's Psycho
There
Dog
it
Man.
is.
Yeah.
Can we actually play it?
Yeah.
So we
The
won't get
fans want to
copyrighted
hear.
or anything like
No,
that.
I'll sign off on it, bro.
Yeah.
I got my own label.
parks outside certain hours. So how is it that these two
Can you turn it up a bit?
Yeah.
frightening locals and the council isn't stopping it?
Look at his face. Scroll, go over.
Where we go? Up.
No, like scroll over to it's him talking. Yeah, that part. Yeah, go there.
Came out to the front yard and the dogs were across the road. And as soon as they saw me,
They saw me.
came bounding over.
Love this song. And I'm forever proud of this song. So it's my first ever release on Spotify.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I sent this to people that I won't even mention, but yeah, they were just like, "You're fucked."
That's so cool, though.
Yeah, that's like a
That's
dog man.
amazing. And so, like, you play it late at night.
I
at the
play that
club.
in clubs. So I played that at the Ministry of Sound. It was so loud. Like that, you don't. I actually can't tell you how loud the club is. Like, it was actually like it made me feel a bit anxious. It was that loud. Like
Yeah.
even I always wear my ear
Earplugs.
protection. Anyway, you can give that a. Yeah, and I always pick my friends up because I'm like the designated driver.
Yeah.
I pick my friends up and then I might always be playing my own songs. And my friends are like, I swear you just drive around, like driving people around and make them listen to your song. Because in my BMW, like turned up, this is so good. My kids just like, if we have to hear this song again. Yeah, so that's my first ever release.
That's amazing. Though. That's so good. But see, that's the thing as well. Is like instead of like sticking to like the normal format of just making drum and bass, like doing things like that where it's like a meme almost. Like it's a good.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, I
it
felt very
stands out.
inspired. Yeah. So then like I have a song that I wrote and it's called Troll, and like when I sang it into my phone when I was driving, someone told me, because like I always am like on the internet like making comments on people's photos that like I think is so funny, but then like other people like don't think of that funny, but then someone wrote in a comment, oh, like she's a troll. And then I said that to my husband, and I didn't realize that that's what troll meant, is like the people on the internet to like give other people shit. It's like troll.
yeah, basically, yeah.
Anyway, I felt like so inspired by that, so I wrote this song, I Am a Troll, and like when I sang it, like it just doesn't hit right. And so then now like that I've found Chloe, who I love, who's like, she has the voice of an angel. Like I imagined her singing it. So I'm currently like working on like the song, and then I'm hoping that she will lay down like just the sweetest vocals ever, which will deliver it the way that it should sound. But yeah, the actual song is sick, so I can't wait to get Troll out.
So when is it going to be released?
I don't know, because sometimes I'll get an idea and then it takes me a long time to actually like make it happen. But I've promised myself I won't start on a new tune until I finish off these other songs. So there's Trainline. Like all of the songs that I have are basically just like an auditory journal of like an experience that I have had.
Yeah.
And so like Mulgana Country is the one above that song. That is like Cody on the Didge. So Cody is from Mulgana Country, which is like about 8 hours north of Perth.
Okay.
He's traditional custodian. He's like the ranger. So he like, yeah, and he like mentors like young people and that, like, yeah, he's very well respected person, and he's holding my husband's Didge, which is like an heirloom of ours. I was going to bring it here today, bro.
No, really.
Can you play the ditch?
No, oh no, you can't. Females can't play the didge.
Really?
So yeah.
About that.
Why can't girls play
Oh,
the
so
didge?
basically, in the community, like you would all have your own roles. So just
Okay.
like, you won't bleed out of your vagina. Like everyone has their own thing. And so like, the men would play certain instruments, and then the women would also play certain instruments, and it would be like the culturally respectful thing to do. There are some some countries like further north where they don't want people that aren't Indigenous to play the didgeridoo, but in most parts of Australia, like I was going to bring it so you could have like a whirl on it, because like most parts of Australia, the Indigenous people will encourage it because we're trying to work towards like reconciliation and that, and like
Of course,
education and that. But anyway, I booked another corporate gig, and so this was like I think I finished Lab 6 in like August, and this was like New Year's Eve, and this was a big gig.
Like, what gig was it?
It was at like a big fancy restaurant full of like and I didn't realize at the time it was all musos as well. Anyway, and then obviously I was like, okay, cool. So this is like a legit thing, and like you're getting like a bit of you're getting paid like quite well for it or whatever. And I'm also like the MC now that I'm like a certified MC as well. And so I was like, I need to do like an acknowledgement of country in Frio. And I envisioned it, and I was like, without audio and just me talking, it can be really dry. And so I thought, like, because I love for the acknowledgement of country or a welcome to country, it always enriches the experience of the event, which is why it'll be so great. Like Euphoria, they did one, and also Pachamama gatherings, like Nikki does them, and it does really add so much value to an event, like just that experience. But anyway, I was like, oh, like I want it to be like, yeah, just to elevate the experience of all of the guests in the room who are like, 40 and 50 something, like executives. And so, I was like, I need like a didge. And so at first I rang him. I'm like, wait, Cody, like, will you come down and like play the didge? And he was like, nah, fuck that. And then, he was in Perth because he had to have shoulder surgery. So I was like, can I come round? And so I get the microphone, and I like, I just like put it at the bottom of his didgeridoo, and then I just like plugged that into my controller, and on the controller I knew I could press just the record button and it will record him.
Okay.
And so that's how I recorded Mulgana Country, which has been played on Triple J.
Very nice.
Yeah, and my phone blew up. Everyone's like, you're on the radio. So anyway, I go to Cody's. I record, so this first one I've released as the song title is Didgeridoo, and that's Cody's like first solo project. He just laughs at all this because he was just like, oh yeah, whatever, you can use it for that event. But then when I said, oh, can I release it? He's like, yeah, that's all good. And then when it got played on Triple J, I was like, bro, you're on the radio. Yeah,
That's so cool,
during
though.
NAIDOC week, they played it
Really?
a few times, yeah.
Wow.
So that was sick.
That's awesome, though. That's really cool.
Yeah,
'cause
because-
NAIDOC week was really recent, right?
Yeah, he didn't think that like he was very good at playing the didgeridoo. So I think he was apprehensive about like recording himself playing. But when we play this for you in a second, you'll hear like he's actually so good at it. And so I'm really glad that I gave him a little bit of encouragement. I'm like, even if it is shit, like I just still feel like any sound will add to me just have this dry talk, So yeah, play it.
Top, bottom.
Go on Spotify and just type in didgeridoo Cody Oakley.
And so how long? So this is during NAIDOC week, or so it was last year New Year's when you?
That's going through your phone.
That's fine. Yeah, you can just pull it up.
I don't spell. Can't spell.
Didgeridoo
There we go.
Cody Oakley. No, don't type in my name, just him, because this is his solo. Yeah, so I released this. I need to set up his Spotify on TuneCore. Because, yeah, I was like, this is your first solo project, bro? He's just like, what?
Very cool. gotta turn it down. Alright, there we go. Well, you've got it on the TV anyway. It's
feeding
right.
back through.
Yeah.
Oh, turn off our mics.
No, not turn it off.
No.
It's just.
Cool. So yeah, you can hear Cody there on the dig.
That's amazing though. Did you send it to Triple J or like how did they pick it up?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. So I put Psycho Dogman on Unearthed.
Yeah, yeah, good. Yeah.
They never played that though. Yeah, they never got played on Triple J. But yeah, when I put Psycho Dogman on Unearthed, so basically any artists that are listening to this, I started an account on TuneCore, and then once you're on TuneCore, then you pay like $15 to release a song. So I paid like $15 to release Psycho Dogman, and then again $15 to release ᵃὼᵃᵃᵈ. I was asked by a lot of people to take the drum and bass off ᵃᵃᵃᵈ, so then it's just the audio of Cody.
Okay.
So then I've released his own track, which is this didgeridoo. But yeah, when I sent it to him on Facebook, he was just like, 200 monthly listeners. He was just like, who the fuck is that? And I was like, oh, it's all me, man. But yeah, so it's very easy to do that. So you could literally record any audio and then release it in that way. And then it will also then when I make a Facebook or an Instagram story, now I can use my own song as the audio of my story. Like, you know how you put a song on your like story?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can use my own songs for that now, which is amazing. When I first made like my first Facebook story with Psycho Dogman as the audio, I was just like, my life is so good.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's actually super easy as well. But yeah, anyway, so then it releases it on a couple of other little things. So yeah, that's how I released it, and then that's how it went on Triple J. Was I went onto Triple J website, go on there. So then, if anyone wants to release some audio of like whatever, type in like Unearthed, Triple J Unearthed, yeah, and then like I created a profile. And then I think like, so anyone can just go on here.
It's just
and,
under ASTRID Fox?
Yeah, oh yeah, so look up mine. But where it says log in, if you don't have a profile, you could probably like create your own profile, and then you could, I should be the top pick. There's me DJing in a spa. There's me down there, yeah.
The track.
I'm the bottom too.
Yeah, there's a track.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's us.
we're
Click
looking
on it. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there it goes.
There's me. Yeah, so basically anyone can upload a song onto Triple J Unearthed, and then you can create a profile, which is, yeah, that's cool. I also obviously my background is sales and marketing, so one of the most important things for an artist would be, and this is if you're a saxophone player, a didgeridoo player, you know, you want to be David Guetta or like whatever you want to do, you would need some digital assets. So you would want to invest in like a good press kit. So like you've obviously viewed mine,
And there's so many photos in there, like
Yeah.
like very well put together.
So what about like the website? When you click on my Instagram, you went on my website.
Yeah, no, the website looks good as well. Can we pull that up?
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, so
'Cause
all
there's
this.
the Insta, but yeah,
You
there you go.
know-
That no, go back to Insta. That link there.
That one, yeah.
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 Okay,
Yeah, so this is a free website you can build yourself. Even any person with no digital experience is very easy. So you just go on the Jaimie.su or whatever that is.
Yeah.
And that was just a free website I found for, it's good for artists. And you've got all of your links there. And, you know, you just want to personalize it and make it you. Like if you did one for Infra-Red, you know, I haven't seen your website, but I'm sure you use all of the colors that you like and all
Yeah.
of those things.
We actually don't have a website at the moment. It's just Facebook.
I'm going to build...
And Instagram.
I'm going to build you one right now. Anyway, so yeah, it's good just to get your press kit sorted, but you need to have digital assets. So Jess Hinga, go on her website. Go Jess, and then it's WHARYI Hinga, photography, go down. Yep. All right. So if you are an artist, she's the best person in Perth if you're going to get photos done. I wouldn't go to anybody else for this type of work. So her photos are the ones where, like, because you've seen my like tile where it's me with my headphones, a sticker over my mouth.
Yeah.
And so do you think that that's like a memorable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It stands out. That's why I chose that one out of all the press kits, because like
Yeah.
the other ones, like, you know, it's you posing
Arty,
and
yeah,
it looks arty and it looks good, but like
Yeah.
that one with the sticker over your mouth, it's iconic in a way.
Yeah, so now look, like, what's the not like? So Jess is the one. She's the chosen Jedi. So if you're at home and you know you want to get booked for more gigs or whatever, you'd probably just hit her up and book in with her, and you wouldn't really go to anybody else.
Is she quite cheap as well to go through, or
I actually can't remember. I think
just like reasonable pricing probably?
I think so. I think you will pay probably like between $200 and $400 for the photo. You probably go like the $400 thing, but obviously like I was starting to make shitloads of money like from doing my events, so I was like also spending like investing back into the business.
Yeah.
But the very first step as a new artist, you would invest in a press kit. You would get like photos with Jess, and then you would create your own website, and you would present yourself, because you're essentially the product. So I've done very well in sales. I could sell you this VR headset. I could sell you this VR headset right now, and you would literally, if you didn't have $2,000 in your bank, you'd give me your credit card or your mum's credit card, and you'd buy it because I'm very good at sales.
Yeah.
So imagine that, like, you're not a VR headset. Imagine that you are the product. You're the DJ. You're the artist. So then you would, what would I do so that I would want for you to book me at your next drum and bass gig? Okay, so I need for number one, I would do Facebook Live videos of myself DJing drum and bass. So then, I would be fresh of mind. So when you think drum and bass, maybe you would think ASTRID Fox. And that's what I want for everyone in the world. So when they think drum and bass, they think Andy C, then they think ASTRID Fox.
We'll get there one day. Definitely.
Yeah, but that's the way that you think. So if you're into techno, maybe you would start to socially flirt with the techno industry people. And so luckily I had the advantage of 20 years of being cooked at drum and bass events and talking the ear off everybody that would listen. So I've established myself in that way. But when I went to the UK, though, that's a whole scene of people that have never heard of me and all of my antics.
Yeah, it's just like
I'm meeting them for the first time. But I know that everybody I met will never forget my name.
Yeah.
So number one, I gave him a koala. Number two, I gave him a sticker. Number three, I gave him, USBs. Another business strategy would be you might take a selfie with everybody that you meet, and then you would put that on Facebook, tag them in it. So then everybody that's in their network will see that photo, and then they'll be like, oh, who's this person? Then they click on your link. You don't have a website. You're invisible. But maybe, you've set up your website. You've got your photo. You've got your Facebook lives of you like at home in your jocks, having a little mix, and they're like, that person's interesting. I'm going to book them. And so then it would roll on from there, Even like Blake, who came in here, like, what's his name? Boston Switch.
Yeah.
So I don't know what genre of music he makes, but it's not drum and bass. But
it's more like electro, I'd say, like electro housey, bass housey kind of stuff. I think,
it's cool. I really like it, eh? So I got one gig opportunity from Lab 6, which I'm very grateful for that. What
gig was that?
That was the ice cream factory.
Oh, really?
And so I had never been there before, and like it's a very young crowd. I was so happy, and they give you like a bar card, like stuff like that. All the success I've had in my life, I've traveled the world and been to Las Vegas and walked on stage in front of 10,000s of people and delivered amazing speeches. But things like playing at like the ice cream factory or like the indie bar, like that was like really I felt really happy. So I was there, I got like a bar card which I gave to like this random, I always do that because like I don't drink, so I'll just give my bar card to like some punter and they're just like yeah. So I go there, so headlining the ice cream factory. So I got offered that gig. I saw it posted on the Lab 6 alumni page, who wants to play the ice cream factory, and I was like me, and then I like DM them me. And for every 100 times that I did that, this was the one time that I got a breakthrough. So they messages back, and it's Paolo, who was my DJ instructor at Lab 6. He goes, you can play there. I was so happy I got paid as well. So I was like, yay. I think you get paid like, so most gigs you'll get paid as like a brand new artist, like as the warm-up DJ. You get like between $50 and $150 for a 1 hour set. And so, I got paid. I got a bar card and I was so happy. I got free tickets as well, which I could give to because my friends are all like older and so their kids are like 18. So I give the free tickets to my friend's kids who was 18 and like wanted to go. None of my friends would go. And then, headlining that gig was Boston Switch. So I didn't know him from Jack, but I thought like, so most other people would get booked for that gig. They go there, they would reap all the awards and then go home. Whereas like I'm like an analytical thinker, and so I look him up and I did my homework about his music and I want to like learn about stuff like that. And then I started promoting him, and so I'm like posting on my Facebook like Boston Switch this weekend at the ice cream factory, and I'm like posting all of his songs. And then on my Instagram stories as well, I was doing that. Like instead of going, I'm playing at the ice cream factory, I'm so important, I was like, this is a household name, like Boston Switch, most people know. He is playing there, these are his songs, and I like put it on my story. And so then like he's like, oh, who is this random? And then like we connected because like he shared like one of my stories or whatever. Anyway, I sent him Psycho Dogman and he's just like, oh, that's how funny. And then I said to him, like, because he had played this gig at the Gero pub, and so I'm like Slim Dusty, so like I want to like live out my days playing like regional pubs, like I played Ministry of Sound, and Egg London and all these huge clubs. And I got offered Ibiza for 2 weeks residency, but like for me, like Kalgoorlie and like Geraldton and shit, like that's stuff that I love, where I have so much fun.
Yeah,
and
pub
so
gigs are always good.
oh my god! So this Gero, I was like, bro, you played at the Gero, like it might sound weird, but like my dream has always been to play at the Gero. And he thought I was joking, but I'm like, no, bro, like I love Gero. Anyway, so then he hooks us up with the dude from the Gero, and then I got paid money like to go there and like play that gig in a hotel room, and that was my first ever like traveling. I'm a DJ, like I got to play my own show, and oh my god, it was loose. So like the people in Gero, it was like some fucking mosh pit, like
really?
Yes, fam. And I don't know if they were like even into drum and bass. I was like taking requests and like playing Sandstorm. Like, I was like, we had like, I created like a mosh circle like you would at like a punk show. Anyway, I loved that show. So still to this day, that was like my favorite ever show. And it was like overflowing the people that were there. And it was just like the best vibes. Plus we've got a lot of friends in Gero, so all my mates were there and that. And I had the best time ever.
How many hours did you play for?
I think I was booked for like 4 hours, but like I got a few of the bros down like to play as well. So and then like the owner of the pub's like, oh, like you should go on now. And like you want to take all your mates with you. But I've learned like things like that, like you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Also like once I got booked for first time to ever play at Black Betty's, which is now called
Jack Rabbit Slims,
Jack Rabbit Slims.
And it was Parker as well, yeah.
Yeah, I was never around for Park, but whatever. It was so Black Betty's back in the day used to be lit, and so when I got to play at Black Betty's, I was so stoked. Yeah. Black Betty's used to be the emo night, and so all the hot emos would go there. And so now like they do like some electro stuff, which is cool. Anyway, so Sammy the Sinner, who I love, she's like one of the greatest drum and bass producers that will ever come out of Perth. She runs Euphoria, and she booked us for this Euphoria gig. But like sometimes when I'm DJing, I'll like get distracted, or I'll think of a song that I love, and then I'll start playing it, this song by Flostradamus. And then she comes up behind me and she's so gracious. She just, like, don't play any more trap. And I was like, oh, like I forget, like just play drum and bass. And so, I'm getting better at stuff like that though.
But it's all just practice, and it's just being in the industry.
Like that gig you came to with Jappa,
Yeah.
I only played drum and bass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good, though. It was good fun. Like,
Yeah.
that was really good night.
That was so much fun, hey. And me and Chloe, like, I love her. So I want to collaborate more with Chloe. So the next 3 gigs that I have coming up is like Into the Womb is an all-female event.
With Pachamama?
Yes.
Yeah, shout out Nikki. Yeah.
Shout outs to Nikki. So
Can we look up Pachamama? as
yeah,
well?
so Pachamama Gathering is owned by Nikki, who I love, and her husband, who's also cool. And so they are all for inclusivity within the arts and culture scene here in Perth. They promote women in the scene, and she invests a lot of her time and her resources into promoting, us Aussie Battler, like, chicks in Perth. And so she also booked me and my daughter. My daughter also mixes. Her name's Sheila.
Really?
So me and Sheila played back to back at the last Into the Womb. Now it was Sheila's first gig, and that was so much fun. We had to do like a custom stage for Sheila because she didn't reach the decks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's so little.
That's so cool, though. Like, you did it back to back with your daughter. That's
yeah, and
amazing.
she's playing like the heaviest bangers ever, like Camo and Crooked and stuff. She loves drum and bass. So Sheila loves the crossfader. So she'll like once she can, she's very good at mixing for her age. But yeah, she just loves like switching between. She's actually very good. I've done some live streams with Sheila. She's amazing. She's got a very good ear. She loves drum and bass, and she also loves like the singer Pink. So Pink's daughter Willow also is an artist and is starting to release her own tracks. So I think that Sheila was inspired by Pink's daughter.
Okay.
Pink and Kerry Hart's kid.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's also just like super talented. But anyway, so Nikki gave us a gig, and I think that was also like one of my first gigs. But Nikki also will just like message you and encourage you, because like sometimes I get like roasted on the internet where I'll like say something that like people don't like. But Nikki has always been like very supportive. And so tonight me and Nikki are going to this gig at the Sewing Room.
Okay.
And so it's this chick, bring up DJ Incredible. So this is on tonight. And so DJ Incredible is from Perth. She was on ABC Radio, I think, yesterday.
Really? On the ABC radio?
Yeah. No. Go on Facebook, look up DJ Incredible, because you'll see the event. Thanks, Jaimie. Yeah. No, that's her, the top with the pink circle. Incredible. Yeah. Yeah, so play this video. Play this. Please.
Wait, have we got audio?
Ball. There we go.
Oh, wait. You have to mute the audio.
Hey everybody, get
Wait. Oh, yeah, we'll get copyright strike.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so she's 19 and this is her first ever gig tonight.
Really?
And I love her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so she's actually learned how to mix, and so tonight's her first show. So me and Nikki, yeah, we're going to that at the Sewing Room at 6 till 9 o'clock.
What time is she playing?
6 till 9. I don't know if she's going to mix for a full 3 hours, but yeah.
That's so cool, though.
I know.
That's
I
awesome.
love it. So like I'm all for like making more like inclusive events, and so like my dream is to get DJ Incredible booked for like a huge like music festival in Perth. And I know Nikki is already making plans to book DJ Incredible at one of her gigs, because Nikki is a trailblazer in inclusive events. And
Yeah.
I love it.
Honestly, Nikki is just amazing for what she does. She is amazing.
I
It's
love
just so inclusive, and it's just like it's doing the right doing the right thing.
You know, people like you and I are on the right side of history, but there are some fossils that are still having, all Caucasian male 30-something-year-old lineups,
Yeah.
and I'm really proud.
that are out the front selling Vickies as well.
Yeah, no, but I'm really proud to say that I'm from Perth and Boorloo, because, I think that our city is the most progressive city in the world for inclusive events. And when I was in the UK, I actually I was even like backstage at some events, just like everyone like chilling out, and I was just like giving TED Talks and that. And yeah, like there was a music event that I went to, one of the biggest ones that I went to, and I was backstage, and I managed to clap ears on the actual owner of that event, and I got chatting to him about my TED talk and how like I really enjoyed the event, but I couldn't help but have that feeling in my stomach of like, you know, you have your one token female, that's all good, but you've put her on first. So who's gonna like look at the stage and see themselves represented? I was so happy, like I literally nearly cried when they launched the Breakfest lineup. So Breakfest this year has a 50-50 male-female lineup. And they have a traditional custodian of country, ᵃὼ and Lovely, who played at Japa.
Okay.
So I never knew who she was before, but she played at Japa, and like now I love her. So I've added her to my list of people. I spoke before about many more. That's Ruben, and now there's ᵃὼ and Lovely. She's traditional custodian of country. And then there's also, if you're into hip hop and you're listening to this, there's a guy called Fluent. And so Fluent has some huge releases, but yeah, he's also traditional custodian at Bulu. So it's great to have him on a lineup. But yeah, really what I would love is for every young person that's going to their very first event this summer in Perth, they look at the stage and it doesn't matter who they are. It's like the Wiggles. It doesn't matter who you are. You look at that show now and you see yourself represented on that stage and you think, you know, maybe I could have a career in arts and culture. And so for a very long time when I was a kid, that wasn't the case. Like I would never have like gone, oh, I'm going to be a DJ, because I never thought that that was like a thing that people like me could be, you know, on a stage. But I'm just so happy. Even Jeff at Inhibit. So Jeff, that was the first event that I ever saw in Perth for drum and bass with a traditional custodian. There was many more, who's Ruben. And that was, I don't know if that was my Inhibit gig that I played at as well, but there was an international headliner, and yeah, Ruben was also playing, and I just felt like so happy because a lot of my own family that are Indigenous, they've said like they won't go to drum and bass gigs because like, you know, 10, 15 years ago they went to one and maybe they had a bad experience, or like maybe they were like profiled by a security guard, and so now they just don't go. Yeah. And so what I love to see, I said to Ruben, this was a long time ago, I gave him my TED talk, and I said, I believe that every lineup in Perth will have a traditional custodian of country. And, you know, in return, you have a responsibility to really advertise that you're playing at events, and then hopefully people will feel welcome. And then even like at Euphoria, like I did an acknowledgement of country, and then like Sammy, she invited a lot of traditional custodians to her event. And I was so happy when I seen the photos. They're all like front row, like, so like,
yeah, having a good time.
Yeah, so I feel like here we're so progressive in that way in arts and culture, and like in the UK, the only females that I saw on the lineups were the girlfriends of other artists. So there wasn't any like, you know, middle-aged housewives from the northern suburbs. I don't have any ties to any men that are in the industry. Everything that I am, you know, achieving is off my own back. It's not like I'm someone's girlfriend. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I felt like, you know, I screamed it from the rooftops. Like, and, you know, I'm so happy since I've left the UK. Like, I feel like I have achieved, like, meaningful change because now at the Ministry of Sound, once a month, they have a female-only night called Harmony. So it's for non-binary and anyone that identifies as a female. Harmony, I don't know if they've released it.
That's pretty good, though. It's
inclusive.
So
yeah, so I had, like, the biggest cry. And then... So now every month, and then I was offered an opportunity. While I was there, I could have just stayed there and worked forever. Like I was offered that much because people were like, yeah, you're right. You know, you need to help us drive this change. And I was like, no, I'm going home, catcher. But I was literally offered a stage at a music festival where I would like run the whole stage the following year and have all females.
Wow.
So, you know, like it just takes one psychopath, like lunatic enough to just like, just get a spotlight and shine it in the face of everybody and be loud enough that... So if you look up The Future London, so this is the gig I got booked for at the Ministry. So The Future is... oh, no, that might not be what it's called. It's called something Future London. write Ministry of Sound as well next to it.
That's amazing though, the opportunity to potentially do that. But like,
So, and it was like, so Future. So this is a gig that I played at Ministry, is Future. And so Future are doing Harmony Night, which is all female. Because I was like, you know, in the small room, you'll get people like me. But how many women headliners have you had this year?
yeah, that's exactly
You've
it.
had one.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were all born equal. And
That's
so, you know, there's like these twins, Nervo, and like
Oh yeah, Nervo twins. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Do
Yeah.
you follow them?
Yeah, they've been amazing. I've been following them since like they started, honestly.
I had no idea who they were until I played at Ministry, and they had played, I think, the week before. But she is breastfeeding backstage. Oh no, she's pumping the milk backstage at the Ministry of Sound.
Wow.
And so, you know, like when women see things like that, that is like activism, because then other people go like, maybe I can have kids and have a career as well. Maybe I can be a female and be an artist as well. Like, and so I think these women like Nervo, they're like the trailblazers. And yeah, like people like Boomtick. And Flavor D is also female, so that's good. I asked my mate at Fabric, like, can we do all female night there? And he said, yeah, we've done stuff like that. But again, like, it hasn't really been a headlining thing, you know? So what I would love to see is just more equal across all arts and culture. But I think we should all, anyone that's like watching this that's in Perth, we should feel very proud that we live somewhere that is so progressive in promoting equal rights and equal opportunity in arts and culture. And think about like, I don't know, 2 years ago, like for Aboriginal rights, how much things have improved in 2 years. And so I just think
everything's just like it's very progressive and it's changing, which is for the better.
yeah.
Like,
So why do you think it's changing?
just people are getting more switched on, realizing what's going on.
Yeah,
what they
this
should do.
conversation, just talking about it, like, and that's why it'd be good when you guys get people on. So it's just like something that you don't think about unless it's like something that's in your circle of influence or whatever.
That's it. Yeah.
But yeah, then I suppose we can go into the video of me on the news on my Facebook. So that's why I like to teach.
Yeah. So why were you on the news? Like, let's dive into that, because you were on Channel 9, Channel 7.
Yeah, I'm on the news. So the news came because they heard that I was working with these young people. If you type in Churchland Senior High School Ashra Fox, you'll probably get it there. Ugh.
And so, how did this come about? Because like, were you?
Well, like everything, if you have a big enough cry about something, yeah, just pause that. There's my boy, Tomo, who knows how to roll barrels as well, boys. But yeah, like everything, it starts with me just having a sook about something, usually on Facebook or like to someone's face after an event, just having a sook. And so my son, I went to Churchlands, so did Semantic, Sammy. We were there together, just bad bitches. So we both went there. My son, Matthew, DJ Matter, he used to like drum and bass. Now he likes his hip-hop stuff. But anyway, he's about to release his first tune as well. So my son, Matthew, is in year 7. He's 12. He's taller than you, and he'd be able to like drop you as well. He's a big horse. But anyway, so Matthew starts at the school, and I was like, you know what, like the school is for like music scholarships and for music excellence and all these things, but there is no equal opportunity for these kids. So unless you're like a straight A student, you're never even going to get offered a music scholarship. You're not going to be little Jimmy on stage with a saxophone if you're like getting D's and licking windows like I was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've had a lot of success in my life. So I believe that there are a lot of kids at the school right now that have so many skills that have been untapped, and, you know, they've never been given the opportunity to play an instrument, or, you know, they just get discarded and put at a table over here or in a different classroom because they can't, you know, read, or they can't, you know, they might have additional needs. And so because they get treated like they're an idiot, they just, what do? Play up, don't go to school, etc. And so I said all of that to one of the teachers or something. I think it was, I can't even remember, but I said it to someone, and then they were like, yeah, you're right. Come and basically you can do like I thought at first it would be like work experience where I take them out on the road, but that's kind of hard because most of the places I'm working a license, so I couldn't really do that. But I have set them up with shout outs to Western Sounds in Claremont.
Okay.
And Power Audio Visuals. They actually got us that gig in Karratha that I just did.
Oh, really?
So yeah, big shout outs to them. You should see their warehouse, bro. They have everything. That because I am trying to talk my husband into buying me these cannons, and we have nowhere to store them. But yeah, they've got the cannons, so I'm hoping I can use them. But anyway, so they got us that gig, and I've set up the work experience to go to their workplace. But anyway, I put together a 10-week program for my children to learn how to DJ, and now for Ableton as well. It's based on the coaching that I've received with Buster Bennett. Okay. And so it's like, because, I myself had additional needs. So it was basically, I knew anyone that's over the numeracy and literacy skills of like 7 years old and above, that I could teach them how to mix, and within 10 1-hour lessons, they can mix. So my daughter can mix, my son can mix. They're both better than me now. And so these kids in this class, they said, don't expect anything, like don't expect any engagement. They'll just be head down on the desk or just not show up. And I said, let me just stop you there. I don't want to know any of their whatever. Every person is a fresh person to me. I don't want to know their background or whatever. And yeah,
That's a good way of doing it.
Some of these kids, within one lesson, this chick could do like a beat loop roll on the decks. I was like, here, let me help. She goes, no, I got it. And I'll send you the video, this chick. So yeah, I am going to hopefully be able to release some of their music for them as well. Like this one kid, he can rap like, honestly, like he is so talented, eh? But they are disadvantaged kids, and so like some of them are in foster care, and they might be so hungry that they would like faint in class.
Really?
Yeah, man.
That's so unfortunate. That's hectic.
Yeah.
That's really hectic.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's so
but
real.
It's good you're offering opportunity to help them out and show them,
Yeah, so I go in there. I've taught so they can all like set up a full setup of the decks. They'll be able to work. They're fit for work now. Like they'll be able to set up an event, pack it up, pack it down. They can all mix now. A lot of them are great on the mic. They're like, this person, they're like non-verbal or whatever. Literally week 2, he's rapping on the microphone, and I'm like, non-verbal, you never gave him a mic. Yeah, sounds cool. All right, so play the video. Here you go.
Music to help keep Perth students on the right track. Churchlands Senior High School has adopted a program inspiring teens and teaching them life skills.
DJs take over at Churchlands Senior High. Classroom converted to a club for a school session of a different kind. Former student DJ ASTRID Fox volunteering her time to run the lessons.
Right, bring the bass up. They're trying to use the music to teach them basic numeracy and literacy skills. So we would be counting how many beats are in a bar.
Just days before the Ministry of Sound DJ embarks on a first international tour in England, Ireland and Wales.
I'm just basically trying to raise awareness for the local scene that we have here in Perth.
The classes form part of the inaugural Spark program, aimed at engaging students by providing them with a more collaborative and hands-on learning environment.
I would mix it in just there.
And it's a big hit with students.
I prefer this class than regular classes.
Yes, girl.
A huge increase, particularly in attendance for these students. I think collectively it's been about between 77 and 80%.
These classes may not be a one-hit wonder. The high school is hoping to run the program again next year. The program not only equips students with confidence-boosting skills, but also teaches them the technique to be able to perform at events and maybe even pursue a career in the music industry. Ezra Holt, 9 News.
The dumber, he's like, fuck, chill out, easy.
Oh, wow.
So there's me on the news.
That's so cool. That's amazing.
When I was on the news and when I was on Triple J, I play it for my kids and they did not care. But anyway, to wrap up, because I know you guys only go for about 90 minutes.
Yeah. I was just about to say, yeah, we've got like 10 minutes left, 5 minutes left. And
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But basically, my goal is, so you can put these back on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
So,
All right, here we go.
yeah, my boy Alex has got his VR headset on for those of you that are just listening and not watching. And so I would love to provide a classroom that would be available to anybody anywhere in the world that had, you know, if you had additional needs or you didn't have legs or whatever it might be, that maybe you had a barrier and you couldn't go to like a lab 6 or you couldn't fly to London or do any of those things, that even at home they'll be able to come into my virtual classroom. So yeah, we're obviously investing a lot at the moment into making it like perfect, and it will be available like translated into every language, and we'll be following my 10-week program, which is like a very, very basic. You would only need, as I said, numeracy and literacy skills of like a year 1 or a year 2 student. And so, yeah, I've been contacted by a lot of schools to do more of this. But because I'm so empathetic, like it took a lot out of me, like, and I couldn't just go in and check out like a normal teacher. I like really fell in love with the kids, and like I want to mentor them closely. I don't just want it to be like a transient experience. So that's why like I'm currently doing coaching like every day pretty much now, actually, like with other artists that are just like starting out like from all over the world. I don't even know like where some of them have come from.
Really?
It's like hit us up on the book, yeah. And so I do like 1 hour like coaching with them, but it's just like it's not a very immersive or personal experience because it's just like a Zoom, like how you guys are, you know, feeling me through the screen right now. Whereas like I am really hopeful that in the next 2 to 5 years, you know, once this is not like some big old clunky Oculus Quest headset, that it would be something that would be more comfortable, and, you know, it would be very accessible, and then people would be able to, you know, join me in the metaverse.
That'd be pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's innovative, and like that could lead you down to being, you know, a millionaire or something like that from something like that.
Well,
like,
you guys, you know,
like,
the 4 of you here all have different interests and likes, but whatever creative outlet that you have, if you're a creator and not a consumer, that's what I'm teaching my kids is you're not allowed. I never go through my Facebook news feed. I have allocated time each day that I do that, and I use that time to comment, like, you know, it's a strategic time spent. I never just aimlessly like go through it because I'm a creator and not a consumer. And so I'm teaching my kids to do the same. But basically my best mate, Mark Zuckerberg, is financially incentivizing business people to do the same thing. So he, especially artists. So if you paint, if you produce, if you DJ, whatever that looks like you could, basically he will bankroll a lot of the initiatives and innovations that people will have in the next 5 years.
Really?
So people are having a sook on Facebook that their price of ads is going up. Yes, it is, because you're actually essentially paying for our innovations.
That's it.
So who do you want to be? Do you want to be the person paying for the ads and going, oh, the price keeps going up and up and up? Or do you want to be the innovator that's, you know, looking into the future and making decisions based on that? You know, I'm paying for my kids to do extracurricular coding and like I'm trying to set them up for success in their life in business, because I've had a lot of success, which I'm very grateful for, but it's because I've been very strategic in business, and I continue to be for the next, you know, 10 years and beyond. But so have you guys, like this podcast, for example. You've started this before anyone would have, you know, known that this is going to be the format of the future. And so, you know, you're people that can look into the future and you see it and you're making decisions based on that, not on the past, you know, dinosaurs.
Well, that's it. I just saw it open in the market, and I just thought, like, I've never like for the podcast.
Yeah, but what year?
Live stream. Oh, we started about 3 years ago. It's like 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Like, I had a friend of mine who was like, "You should have been doing this 10 years ago," but I thought, like, well, like, I just didn't think of it. So
yeah, well, it's the same with Joe Rogan, my boy. Me and Kanye like this. No, but like Joe, he didn't do it for money.
that's it. Yeah.
You know, you haven't done this for money.
No, we
maybe
don't-
one day you'll make $1 million. Maybe you won't.
Maybe, who knows? But like at the moment, we don't make a cent out of it. It's
Yeah.
it's just so much fun doing it.
Yeah.
Just meeting people and hanging out.
But
so.
I think based on the guests that you've had so far, I think that you actually will be financially remunerated for it in the future because you're setting yourself up for success like he did because he was in it for like 6 or 7 years before he got the, the boost, mega, that
Mega
deal with
from
Spotify. And, that could be you guys.
Maybe not. Who knows? But like, it's still gonna keep doing it though.
I believe that it is a genuine possibility for you guys. I think that you have that trajectory if you continue to be progressive with the guests that you have on, and like the way that it is set up for sure. Because there are lots of other podcasts that I listen to 5 minutes and I turn that shit off.
Really?
But I want to give a shout out. There's a podcast called Tape Notes.
Tape Notes, okay.
So any artists
are they on Spotify or?
Yeah, this podcast is my university as a producer. I listen to this
Tape Notes, okay.
all the time.
And so what is it? So
he basically just dissects songs, talks to different artists. But yeah, I can imagine you guys having the production like this, eventually. So you had Phineas. I learned heaps off Phineas.
Okay.
Also,
I'll definitely check this out.
Even the Chainsmokers, which I was so not into them at all, but I found the podcast with them, it was actually interesting.
Really? So
I still wouldn't listen to their stuff, but I thought it was interesting.
That's amazing though. Again, the Chainsmokers on there. Like they're a big name.
Yeah, I thought they were from Kalgoorlie. People tell me stuff. I believe it as Bible because they said
from Kalgoorlie.
No, they said from your roommate back in Boulder, and I was like, oh, like Kalgoorlie, and then someone said, yeah, they're from Kalgoorlie. So my whole life until this podcast, I thought they were from Kalgoorlie. And they're American. They've got American accent though.
They're playing in Tomorrowland, all sorts of stuff, representing Kalgoorlie. If only.
Literally. Well, my dad told me that Kerry Packer was a transvestite. And so, I've been telling that to people for 20 years. And then recently I told them, yeah, because Kerry Packer is transgender. He's the first transgender person I ever met.
Is he actually?
No. And they turned around and they go, Kylie, who told you that? And I said, my dad told me that. And they're like, he's not a transgender. He's actually a male.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Kerry Packer. He's very, very wealthy.
But why would Dad say that? Why would he make that up?
Probably just didn't like him.
I don't know.
What did Kerry Packer do again? Can we pull it?
It's Channel 7.
Yeah.
Mining Channel 7. No, is he?
No, I thought he was. Yeah, I thought he was a mining guy.
Kerry Packer is. Yes.
He's a man.
No, my dad would do pranks he'll put a whistle in the exhaust pipe of your car and not tell you.
Yeah.
And one of his friends had to pay all this money thinking he was going mad because every time he turned his car on, it'd be a whistle.
Yeah.
Or just buy dodgy pens and stuff. But yeah, that's why I am a bit sort of quirky, I suppose.
That's so good though. You got raised to be amazing. Can we pull up the comments as well just before we go?
Yeah, sure thing. What do we got?
Don't forget.
That's all we've got.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Infra-Red Radio represent.
Well, where can people find you, Kylie?
You can find me everywhere. I'm outside your bedroom window right now.
Is that right?
ASTRID Fox Perth. So it's usually at ASTRID Fox Perth on everything, and you'll see me with a sticker over my mouth, and I rip it off, and then I won't stop talking. Always when I'm at a gig, I'm like, "Where's the mic?" And then they're like, "Oh, there's no mic," and I'm like, "No, I just want to say one thing, I swear." And then they end up unplugging the microphone.
Really?
Now I've got Chloe though. Even at that Jappa gig, I was like, "Oh, Chloe, say this." I kept just getting excited and wanting her to say things like shout outs to this person or that person. She's just laughing, hey.
It's so good. So the two comments from Kev.
Shout outs Kev Proctor. Big up from the UK. Love you, Kev.
So he's tuned in from the UK.
Yeah, since I did block to block radio, now I've got heaps of followers from like Manchester, and I
Okay.
did Dom Whiting. Like I rode through Manchester with him. I met heaps of people out there, so I actually have made heaps of new BFFs. But Kev might come out to Australia, and you can have him on the potty.
Yeah. No, if he ever comes to Australia, sure. Like,
Yeah.
100%.
Well, the one person I love, you could do a virtual one, would be this WMD. He's the GM at Fabric. He's very interesting. Yeah, you
Yeah,
should
okay.
definitely do him.
No, definitely, yeah, because like last year for our New Year's event, like episode 100, I actually interviewed someone from Virginia
Oh, nice.
in America, and it was just a Zoom thing. We stayed up late and then we did that. But yeah, I want to dive into that more and actually
Yeah.
interview international.
Well,
people.
he's been, in the drum and bass scene for like a long time, 20 years. He's
Yeah.
been, and now he's the general manager at Fabric. He's
That's
a king.
pretty cool.
But yeah, shout outs to you, Kev.
And so, where else can?
I'm laughing about.
Where-
If you want to come see me perform, you can go online right now. They'll show you Blossom Festival.
Oh, you're playing at Blossom.
Yep, I'm playing
Sweet.
at Blossom, and I'm pumped for that. I think that's my next show. I've got a gig at the Cabanas in Mindaria, I think, next weekend. If you're Northside, represent. So Blossom Festival is gonna be lit, and so I'm taking my daughter. I think Chloe hopefully will come as well and jump on the mic. Otherwise, it'll be talk time by Astrid Fox. I said to Jeff at Inhibit, I want to MC an event, but just like recite Harry Potter. And he was just like, nah. No, because it was a headliner, and I was like, oh, can I MC for that headliner? And I just want to it'll be like live art, and he was just like, you're fucked. Yeah.
That's so good.
But yeah, you can catch us at Blossom Festival the weekend after. After that, it's Jungle Sounds. If you like to get really, really hectic, that one might be for you. Jungle Sounds, and Chloe's coming out to that with me as well, so I'm so pumped. Hopefully me and Chloe will have our first track is Gent. We'll have that on Spotify hopefully soon. Yeah, Jungle Sounds, when's that?
12th of June last year.
Oh no, there's another one, Secret. And then there's another one. So you would just join the Perth Doofs Facebook page if you want an invite to that Jungle Sounds one. And then there's another one, Into the Womb with Nikki. I've got a very exciting gig on New Year's Eve.
Can you release what's
No,
happening?
I don't think I can. I think in the contract they will don't.
Okay, no, that's fair.
And then, yeah, I don't know. My brain is empty now because I need to eat some food. But I think that's all of the big ones that I can think of.
No, that's fair.
But the ones that I want to play, did you ask? Okay, I want to play at Metro City.
Yep.
And not to open, guys,
Yeah.
if that's what you're thinking. I want to play to a packed out crowd at Metro City. So I can take a photo of myself and it's packed, and then I can show it to my kids and be like, oh, look.
Well, that'd be awesome. Like,
Yeah,
it sounds
like-
like you're an inspiration to your kids.
Yeah,
Like,
well, like Matthew, not so much now. He's just like, oh, mom. What's that muffle?
oh no, it's the song.
Oh, what song is that?
This is Mouth to Mouth by Audition.
Huh. Hopefully I'll release my new song, which is Naluma Country, and that's just the audio I took in Karratha when I was out on country. It's that's gonna be amazing, eh? Like a lot of it will just be like spoken word, with just like some sounds in nature. So I'm gonna release that hopefully soon. And then Trainline, which is my shout out to Manchester. So they're the songs I have to finish before I can start working on the next song, because I made a promise to myself.
No, that's awesome.
But
though.
yeah, thank you everybody for having
Yeah.
us and
Thank
for
you
tuning
very
in
much.
online.
Honestly, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much
Alex.
for coming on. Like, this has been awesome.
It's
It's been
entertaining.
good. Yeah. No, this has been great though. So many stories. And
Oh, I didn't even start on my list of stories to tell you,
Oh,
but
really?
next time. That'll be volume 2.
No, I definitely, yeah, I want to get you back, 100%. And we'll be doing our panels soon, so I'd love for you to come on like with
Oh,
a
I
few
wouldn't be
others.
good on a panel.
You don't
You just be
reckon?
like, shut up.
No, it'd be good. Like,
But you can have a safe word like rewind, and whenever you say that, I'll be like this.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Carly.
Yay,
honestly.
thanks everybody on Facebook.
And then, yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow with Chloe Payne. So,
Yay, shout out to Chloe Payne. Love you, girl.
all right.
Bye.
Catch ya.
Mwah.